Hi everyone, my name is Columba and I'm the Business Development Manager for AmaWaterways, working with travel partners in New York and New Jersey. And I'm happy today to be here on behalf of Sherry Callahan Travel in Seagirt, New Jersey. Sherry has been very successful in selling AmaWaterways for years and had the opportunity to experience our product as well. So she wanted me to come and talk to you a little bit today about who we are, where we go, and what makes us different. So let's start with who we are. We're a small family-based company based in Calabasas, California. And on the left here, you see Rudy Schreiner, his wife, Christine Karst, and on the right, Gary Murphy, whose dad was the original partner when the company was founded in 2002. This year, we celebrated our 18th anniversary. So Rudy and Christine worked for our major competitor for many years before launching AmaWaterways, and they wanted to create a product that was a little bit different. They wanted you to feel like you were part of the family when you embarked on one of their ships and not just a number. So when we talk about being a small company, we don't do a lot of direct mail. We don't do a lot of advertising. So many of you may never have heard of AmaWaterways. What we rely on are past guests that come back with a fabulous experience and tell their friends and family. And we rely on travel professionals like those at Sherry Callahan Travel to tell you what the differences are. Because just like with big ship cruises, there are differences in river cruises as well. With big ships, why do some people choose Carnival, some choose Royal Caribbean, some choose Celebrity? Well, the same holds true for river cruises. There are differences in the many products that are out there, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So when we talk about the difference between ocean versus river cruising, we said oceans take you to countries where rivers take you through them. Here you see one of our beautiful ships traversing the rivers of Europe. Of course, things are a little bit different this year. We're all on lockdown. We've suffered through this pandemic, and we have suspended operations through the remainder of this year. But we hope to get started when our season resumes in March. We hope, fingers crossed, that all goes well. But the thing we'd like to point out here is that river cruising affords you a small, intimate experience, something that we think is going to come out of this pandemic that people will want to experience. You can also see here that the ship is sailing through waters that are very close to land. Unlike big ships that sail in international waters, here we're close to the countries. So if God forbid something did happen, you had to get to an airport, you had to get to a hospital, we can get you there rather quickly rather than being floating out at sea for days on end. So it makes for a different experience overall. Our average ship only carries a total of 156 guests. That's like a lifeboat on the big ships. So when we look at our fleet, I said we're a small company, but really not that small. We have a total of 23 ships in our fleet, and we're actually building 2 brand new ones right now to be launched next year. So that gives you a little bit of confidence in the company as well. Rudy is very proud to say that he sleeps well at night, knowing that all of his ships are paid for in cash, and we are a debt-free company. So another feather in our cap I'd like to highlight is that we may not be a household name, but Berlitz came out with a river cruise guide, and they did 2 editions, and in both editions, the top 10 ships were AmaWaterways ships. So keep that in mind when looking at the differences in the different river cruise companies. People in the know who we are, they appreciate the services we provide, and just the overall onboard experience. So where do we go? Basically, all the river cruise companies go to the same places, from the North Sea here to the Black Sea. We traverse all the different rivers of Europe. We have 7-night cruises mostly, but some 14-night cruises. And we always offer a pre-land extension because we feel that most people don't want to go all the way to Europe for just 7 nights, but that's totally optional. Another nice thing about our itineraries that we think, again, because of this pandemic and trends that may evolve, you can actually string a few of our itineraries together to make a longer vacation. So we think that people will want to travel less often, but stay in the destination longer. So they could do 7-night, 14, 21, 28 day. Why not? Spend the whole summer in Europe. So great opportunity. So we offer you the Danube, the Rhine, the Rhone, the Seine. We have 2 little ships here also on the Douro River in Portugal. And we even have some exotic destinations. We offer the Chobe River in Africa. We offer the Mekong River in Vietnam and Cambodia, and new for next year, we'll be offering the Nile River in Egypt. This presentation is geared mostly towards our European ships, but if you're interested in any of our exotics, please let Sherry or her agents know. They'll be happy to talk to you about it, and if they need my help, I'd be happy to get on a Zoom call with you and go over those destinations as well. So what makes us different? Well, big ship cruising is different than river cruising in the fact that on a river cruise, most everything is included. So when you look at the initial price, you may think it's a little bit high, but unlike the big ships that lure you on with a great price, and then you'll spend a ton of money when you're on the ship, that's not the case with an AmaWaterways cruise. it's easier for me to tell you what's not included. We don't include gratuities because we feel that should be at the discretion of the guest, but we will give you guidelines. We don't include all alcohol all day. We do have a wonderful cocktail party every night before dinner, and we offer fabulous wines with dinner, as well as beers and soda with with lunch and dinner. So you'll have complimentary beer, wine, soda with lunch and dinner, cocktail party every night before dinner. So the one thing that I really want to point out that really sets us apart from our competitors and from big ship cruising is that when you open the AmaWaterways brochure and look at the day-by-day itinerary, every excursion you see listed there is included. Yes, there are 3 to 4 choices in every port of call, and some days you're in 2 ports. All the excursions are included. So that's really important to highlight. Will you have time to do them all? Absolutely not. But it's about having the choices. Other river cruise companies will say city tour. You say, oh, but I really wanted to do this. They'll say, yeah, well, you can do that, but there's an extra charge for it. That doesn't happen with AmaWaterways. So most inclusive of all the different cruise lines. I mentioned the size of the ship, 156 guests. What the most beautiful thing about a river cruise is that when you saw that photo, you are close to land. You are seeing major cities as well as little towns and villages along the way. You're getting to see where people live, where they work. You really feel like you're part of the community when you're traveling on a river cruise. Unlike the big ships that dock way out of town, and it takes you hours to get to the main focal point. Here, you're sailing right along the homes. You can see them as you're sailing along, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful experience. And of course, I'm going to show you some of the staterooms along the way and the differences on board the ship as well. So the staff does an unbelievable job in really doing the best to make you feel like you're part of the family, really continuing the legacy that Rudy, Christine, and Jimmy Murphy thought of when they first started the company in 2002. And now looking at staterooms, you'll see that this is what we call a windowed stateroom, or just a fixed window stateroom. So I like to tease and say it's the swan stateroom because that the windows are a little bit higher than normal, but there's no such thing as an inside stateroom on a river cruise. You'll have at least a window. You'll have a TV that's also a computer because Wi-Fi is included, and you can just go to the comfort of your stateroom and log on to the computer. You've got movies, you've got music by genre, you've got a safe deposit box, a refrigerator, bathrobe and slippers will be waiting for you upon embarkation. Beautiful recessed lighting, reading lamps by the bed, really nicely appointed stateroom. This is the minimum category. The next step up would be our French balcony stateroom, which gives you this beautiful wall of glass. The people that like a little bit more light, they like to just watch the scenery as it's rolling by. You can't actually step out. It's got a railing here, but you can't open the doors. The next step up is our innovative design that Rudy came up with that features 2 chairs and a table on a step out balcony on one side and then a French balcony on the other. So lots of light, lots of windows. Depending on the weather, you choose if you want to sit outdoors or indoors. And then new in 2019, we started introducing families to river cruising. So we started building ships with triples, quads, and as you can see here, a connecting stateroom. So again, part of this pandemic is that people have been separated from their friends, from their families, from their loved ones. We think going forward, people will want to reunite, and a river cruise might be the perfect complement to that. You know, kids have been cruising since they're babies, and even they're looking for something different. They're looking for something unique. Why not take them to see the real castles, the real palaces, the real places where history was made? It can be a wonderful bonding experience for the whole family. Of course, all of our ships feature a beautiful lounge. This is at the very front of the ship. When you're sailing through the Wachau Valley, the Rhine River Gorge, where you really want to be is up on the top deck to take it all in with unobstructed views. But if the weather's not great, this is the next best thing. It's right at the front, very front, all glass enclosed. You can actually step out to the front where there's doors on the side and go out to the front deck. But this is also a great lounge where you're going to come for your evening entertainment. You'll come in for that cocktail party that takes place before dinner. There's early riser breakfast served here, light lunch, afternoon snacks. If you just want to grab a book, grab a sofa, and just relax, you can do that and have a cocktail. And after that cocktail party, you'll head down to the main dining room, which will accommodate all guests in one seating. So we work with an open seating policy. So it really gives you the opportunity to mix and mingle with your fellow guests. You'll see that there's always cloth napkins, always cloth tablecloths, never to make you feel like you're in a cafeteria. Here, the menu changes every night and the food is fabulous. Again, river cruising is about the destination. So you will get your Wiener Schnitzel, you'll get your soccer torte, you'll get your Hungarian goulash. When you're in France, you'll get the fabulous shellfish escargot, oysters, mussels, all the great cheeses. It's really about the destination, and that's what we want to always emphasize on a river cruise experience. And of course, we also offer a specialty restaurant on our ships. But unlike the big ship companies, we don't charge a fee to dine here. So it's totally complimentary. You just make a reservation and you go. So the maitre d' will welcome you. He'll have you seated. He'll offer the wines that they're going to be serving. He'll introduce the staff, and you'll see there's lots of glasses, lots of silverware here on the table. This menu is a little bit unique because it's a tasting menu. So it's a multi-course tasting menu where you don't get to pick and choose. Everything is presented to you. But again, it's complimentary. Make a reservation and enjoy a more intimate experience one night during the cruise. After dinner, you'll head back down to the lounge and enjoy wonderful entertainment. Again, this is locally sourced entertainment. So if you're looking for Broadway, you're looking for Las Vegas, that's not happening. You're going to get a string quartet. You might get a dance troupe. You might get a singing group, choral group. You might get a glass blowing demonstration. It could be a number of different things because, again, it's all about the destination. We want you to feel like you're in the heart of the city and experience a show as if you were in a lounge on land. And now these are the features that really set us apart from major competitors. There aren't too many river cruise companies that have a pool on the top deck. So our largest ships feature a pool, as you see here, and our smaller ships have jacuzzis. And this pool is also heated, so even in the winter months, people enjoy it. We have a masseuse on all of our ships. We have a hairdresser. We have gyms on all of our ships. If you like to maintain your routine while you're on vacation, you can do that. And new in 2019, we introduced wellness coaches on our ships as well. So they are there to get you up to do a little core strengthening, resistance band training classes. They'll have a sign-up sheet for you go for afternoon run or a morning run, depending on the itinerary. You know, we want you to get out of your head that, you know, river cruising is just about sitting on the top deck and watching the scenery go by. It's about more than that. We offer the most variety of excursions and onboard activities than any other river cruise company out there. So we want to keep you active, but if you don't want to be active, you can just go grab a drink and sit on the top deck and watch the scenery go by. That's fine with us. And we talk about the excursions, I mentioned earlier that they're all included. There's a variety of excursions. So it's not just about seeing churches, town square, and city hall. We offer biking tours, hiking tours, it might be a vineyard visit, it might be a culinary experience, something for everyone. And again, it's great for families. The bikes are right on board the ship. We don't have to wait for an outside company to bring them to us. And they are guided bike tours and guided hiking tours. So do whatever you want, but it's about having the choices. As I mentioned, 3 to 4 choices of excursions a day. Will you have time to do them all? Absolutely not, but it's about having the choice and not having to pay extra for it. So we know you're all on lockdown, as we all are. We have suspended operations, as I mentioned, through the rest of this year and hope to resume in March when our regular season begins. But we do have some specials in place for 2021. We've got some fly-free programs in place, not every ship and every date, but the girls at Sherry Callahan Travel have the list. They can go over that with you. So it's either fly-free, it's companion air or companion fly-free, or upgrade to business class for $29.99. So if you're interested in that, just give them a call. If you're flexible, they can find the right ship and date for you. This must be booked by December 31st. The next thing that we have also is that Sherry Callahan Travel is part of Ensemble, which is one of our partners. So she has a list of dates where they're offering a $300 onboard credit. That onboard credit could be used to pay for your extra bar bill, your spa treatment, gift shop, whatever else of a personal nature that you spend on board the ship. So again, if you're flexible, Sherry and the girls can find the right date that fits your needs. If the ship is right, the itinerary is right, the date is right, I say book it. We only require a $400 deposit for our cruises. That's it. Your final payment is not due until 90 days prior to departure. Now, another thing I'd like to mention, if there are solo travelers that are listening in, that we normally offer only a 25% supplement for the minimum category staterooms. Well, next year we've got some pockets of opportunity where we're offering solo travelers 25% supplement in balconies and suites as well. So again, flexibility is the key, and this again must be booked by December 31st. So just give the girls at Sherry Callahan Travel a call and they can find the ship and the date that works for you. And if you're already booked for 2021, or maybe you're not comfortable traveling, maybe you've got a big event that's coming up and you can't travel in 2021, well, we're open for 2022 as well. You are offering a 5% savings on balconies and suites if you book by, again, December 31st. I just can't emphasize enough the real value of just putting that $400 per person deposit down and holding your reservation. So if you're looking at, say, for example, something for September of 2022, $400 per person will hold your reservation. Your final payment is not due until June of 2022. So if you're like me, I like to have something on my calendar to look forward to. I haven't traveled anywhere this year. I'm feeling really sick about that, but we hope to welcome you. Ama means love. We want to welcome you aboard an AmaWaterways cruise sometimes very soon. If you have any questions, any inquiries, you need to get me on a call with you, I'd be happy to do that. Just call Sherry Callahan Travel at 732-449-9155. Thank you, Sherry, for having me. I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye-bye.